Good morning, everybody. This is Mark, and we are going to talk about RubySoda today. RubySoda was a client of Iotasol, and I've known Mark for almost 7 years now. And we have been doing a lot of amazing things together. Mark had a great dream, and we decided that we need him on Iotasol's Dream Machine, which is a new podcast that we are starting. And Mark will talk about his dream and how he basically built his dream into a vision, a business, a great business. And he will share with us today how he can inspire other people to follow their dreams. Mark,
Hi.
welcome.
Thanks, Robbie. It's good to see you again.
Same here, mate.
All right. Where should I start? This is
So tell me about the dream you had
the dream.
on starting your own business, getting started with RubySoda,
Right.
and what all did you do?
All right. So a bit of background. Right? Yep. Serial entrepreneur. Started my first business when I was 12. I wanted to ride bicycles with my neighborhood friends, but their bikes weren't working. So what I did was me and my cousin convinced them to let us fix their bikes, and they paid us to fix their bikes. And we had a bicycle gang in the neighborhood. Very nice. Yeah. But it's always been the idea of how can I make things better.
Mm-hmm.
The dream. It's never been about the money. It's always been about how can we make things better. So with RubySoda is an interesting concept. So I had a fashion label. I was a partner in a women's fashion label for quite a few years ago now. We had massive issues. Obviously, as a small retailer, we had a retail store. We had a wholesale business in Europe. And as a small, medium-sized fashion brand, you're always trying to project your brand. And advertising is horrendously expensive. Always was. Maybe not so much these days, but in those days it was crazy money. And we couldn't afford to advertise like for the other brands, the bigger brands, right? But we still needed an audience. And we struggled with influencer marketing a lot. A lot. You send them clothes, they don't do the shot, and then you wind up, we as small business owners wound up spending so much time wrangling the influencers. Yep. And then of course you had to try new ones all the time, right? New talent, new faces. So you're always building new relationships every single day. And it was horrendously inefficient. Years later, I got into a startup environment. I had an idea. This is an idea. Someone challenged me actually. Said, "Get an idea. Why don't you try to pitch?" Okay. And at the time I was like, startup. For me, I gotta go raise money. I gotta do the whole. They can't just give it a try. So I applied. I applied accelerator program. I got in. It was an interesting idea enough. For them to be interested in. Flew to Sydney, did a whole bunch of workshops. I didn't get picked. But at the end of that whole process, I was like, going, wait a minute, stop here. Right? And if this person isn't going to back my dream, don't back my idea, then I'll find my own. So that's what I did. I repackaged it, repivoted the brand. The whole time we were pivoting the brand. But the concept for RubySoda was pretty straightforward. Influencers or content creators become your third-party sales team. Yep. Outsourced sales team. They created a loop, right? That their followers will follow. So and the proposition here, the offer here was buy my loop. So you press a single button. Every product that was on that loop will be put into the buyer's shopping cart. And so from all the different retailers, right? And you get one single number, which they either choose, I don't want to choose, or I want them all, I want it all. Buy now. Done. Right? That simple. And that was the genesis of the idea.
Beautiful. And see, whenever a business is getting started, there are a lot of challenges you face. You either take a co-founder journey, or you take I will do everything on my own and I'll find the service providers. So what direction did you take?
That's a really good question, Robbie. Really good question, because I'm a collaborative worker. I don't believe that I know everything. So I had a very early co-founder. My idea might have been mine, but then I started looking for allies. I started going out looking for people that would partner up with this vision or had a similar vision and wanted to do something similar. Very early on, I found my co-founder, Kay, who I'm still working with today. We worked together to flesh out the idea a little bit more. We met Paul, who introduced us actually.
Yep.
Right. And of course the reason why, because I needed a CTO. I didn't know how to build this platform. So we were introduced, met you, became a collaborative experience. So if you open up an old, I say old, and I'll come back to it in a minute. I'll say, old RubySoda pitch deck. Robbie's the CTO.
Hey,
yeah,
that was indeed.
Yeah. So that was the decision you made very early on.
And just on a side note on that one, how did you manage to raise funding for it? What did you do for raise funding? What was your approach that you take on that?
All right, there's a bit of PTSD behind this. Raising funds, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's not selling the dream.
Yeah.
You have a dream. I had a dream. I had a vision. And then I went about looking for people that could see the potential of the business idea. Of course, there was a lot of work behind it. We had to do the we had to do the modeling. We had to the deck, the pitch deck. I have 17 versions of that pitch deck. From day zero. And it's not even talking about the iterations in between.
Yep.
I have version 17.
Yeah.
And raising money was going out to talk to as many people as I could. Share the dream.
Yep.
Share the dream. Some people will say it's a crazy dream. I'm not interested. I'm interested, but it's too risky. Some people go, it's crazy. It's risky. And I found enough people that did that. In fact, one of the greatest allies I had was my founder, John Petito, our non-executive chairman.
Yep.
Who went out and pounded the pavement with me, to find investors. In fact, you did some of that work too.
Yep.
I remember this early day conversation, right?
Yep.
We went out, looked for people who were, and so it's a lot of it is pavement pounding.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking for investors was it's the litmus test.
Yeah.
If you cannot convince someone else to give you their money, build something, then your dream's not worth building.
Yep. Basically, you need people and allies on the ship, and then you have to row in the same direction to basically get somewhere.
That's it.
And people have to believe in the dream.
Yes, that's right. And if they don't believe in the dream, it's not because they're no good or you're no good or it's it forces you to then revisit the proposition, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the judge, and RubySoda is an interesting thing. The genesis of RubySoda is very valid. In fact, it's been validated by other businesses right now.
Yeah.
Businesses are using the RubySoda business model.
Yep.
We ran out of runway.
Yep. So that's exactly the next question that I want to get to. Where are we now with RubySoda and what is next?
Okay. So interesting, right? So businesses don't. There's some businesses that just die. Because there's no business model for it. It just does close. And then there's some businesses that the original business model, you just can't get it. We as RubySoda cannot at this stage get to our initial vision. But lack of funding, to be perfectly honest, lack of funding. And someone else has already beat us to it, and they had funding. $300 million they raised in a Series A to get to them, and they're a European company. And so in that space, in that environment, sometimes you just have to tell yourself, yeah, it's a great idea, but what's the cost of getting it to market, right?
Yep.
So you said it was a great business. It was a great business idea, but getting it to market sometimes, even though it's a great idea, you don't there's timing, there's opportunity, there's funding. There's sometimes even we were not in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest. So we mothballed it. We mothballed RubySoda. But this is where I have to thank you, though.
Yep.
Right. This is the cool part about RubySoda. When we built the platform, we built it right as a scalable, a scalable enterprise level.
Yep.
Yes, it was cheap to start to build. It was reasonably. It was a reasonable investment, right? But we knew that if it took off, we would then have to re-spend all that money right? Because, people sometimes they bootstrap something together. We get chewing up. Yeah, to test the MVP. That's valid too, right? But we made the decision quite early on, right? Together, we're going to invest in the platform because we knew the business idea was valid. We didn't need to test the business idea. We just needed to build the platform to test and ingest enough users. We didn't get to that point.
Yep.
So then, the smart thing to do was to mothball it. Yeah. But that was dead. Currently, RubySoda has got a new pivot, as you would know.
Yep.
We are now a software provider.
A software as a service business?
Well, at the moment, we haven't decided to go all full SaaS yet, but we're definitely, we definitely okay. The asset in the business is now the platform. The IP, the software, it's built, right? Now, if I can't use it someone else will. Someone else can. In fact, someone else has already approached us.
Yep.
So that's the pivot. So we haven't lost anything in the sense that we've lost a bit of time, but maybe now the market fit is better.
Well, actually, you're 100% right on that, because there are a few businesses that have started in this space, and they are opening up the floodgates of people understanding, influencers can make money with this methodology as well, apart from selling just images and their time on social platforms. But this is where we are seeing that people need an enterprise-ready software that can bring your influencers and your e-commerce channels in one place.
100%.
And that's a need in the market right now.
So for earlier, I felt, I don't know whether it was true, but I did feel that when we were pitching the idea at the start, right, we were ahead of the curve. To a point where it was like people were looking at, are you crazy? Nobody does this. I don't know who does this yet. And now people are doing it.
People are doing it.
And we have a platform that can do it.
Yeah. And it's fully e-commerce, full compliance, enterprise-ready software. Yep.
So we converted it. We retained it in the business, and now I'm leveraging the asset in a way that I didn't think I was going to at the start. Right? This business model didn't exist at the start. To me, at the start, we were just trying to be a marketplace.
Yep. And looking at Mark Chen right now. Mark Chen, what did you learn from the failure, and what is happening next for Mark?
Okay, so I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I've just come off the back of building a sparkling beverage maker business, and we're selling in the US and we're selling here in Australia. I've stepped away from it because. Do you want me to tell them?
Yeah, no. Go on.
I regrouped up with Ravi on this, and we are now working together in Iotasol. If you go to the website, you'll see my face.
He's joined as the chief marketing officer.
Right. So all the experience that I built up over the years, right? Where Ravi and I get along really well. We think very much alike, and we have very different skill sets. Skill sets the same, but we have different wheelhouses.
Perspective to look at the market.
Yeah, right. So we have get invited to come on board to provide marketing services, not just marketing, right? Business coaching sometimes. Yeah, we kind of do that already, but we're going to turn that into a formal. This is a good one. This is a big one. Yeah. So Iotasol as a group now, we are offering end-to-end business and technology consulting, business marketing, technology consulting, and it's I'm really excited.
Yep. I think previously we were just doing the tech side of things, but now we can take the platforms with full go-to-market strategies and take it to market.
Yeah, 100%. So if you've got an idea, and you're looking for funding, you have funding, you're looking to build a pitch deck, you've got, talk to us, man. We're here to make your dream come.
Yep. So basically, we can get a business from an idea to a fundable ready business in a few days. And then we can basically,
in a few days,
in a few days. And then we can basically take it to ready to go to market in whatever time it will take, whatever the business, the idea is.
Yeah. Well, the more complex your idea, whatever. Yes. What is it?
And I think this will also sort of open up the idea to basically realizing how dreams can be built into real businesses. And your dream could be small, your dream could be big, anything.
That's the fun part, you know.
Yeah.
I love the beginning of things. The beginning of things is always so full of promise, right? I think a lot of people make the big mistake when they start a business idea or they start a new idea. Then when it doesn't work, they keep, you know. Whereas sometimes the smart, which is what we did for I did that, you know, because if we had continued investing in RubySoda at that point, up against the competitors that we have now, that we had then, right, we might have just thrown good money after that, right? Sometimes the smart idea is just to pivot, build something else, because the skills are retained, right? The passion for business stays. If you're an entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur, I think this might resonate with you. If you've been building things all your life and coming up with ideas all your life, you will come up with the next idea. Right? So, yeah, it's the dream machine. The dream machine is real. We're here to help make your dreams come true.
Yeah. And thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for sharing your story. It is a great learning. And I hope other people will get inspired by this. And failure is not bad.
No, it's not how many times you fall down. It's how many times you get up.
Yep, that counts.